Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We are through the first month of the season. How about that? It flew. Let's talk about what happened this week, though. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. Thank you very much for joining us on this Friday afternoon. We appreciate you dearly. My name is Jimmy. Sitting next to me is Jake. In California, we got Trevor Plouffe. And in the corner, we got Big Baby David, producer extraordinaire here at John Boy Media. How many shows do you produce, BBD?
This, Yanks, JJR, Knicks, Wake, and Jake.
Love making.
5?
Think so.
Pre-game show on Mondays?
Mondays.
6 shows.
Hot.
Insane. Jake, how are you doing?
James, Trevor, beautiful baby David, everybody in the chat, what's going on? I'm doing well, man.
You honest about that?
I'm doing well. Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think like Trevor's about to say, I'm getting my second shot tomorrow, which wasn't. I thought it was this Friday. It turned out it was next Friday, but we moved it up, so that kind of changes my whole weekend around. It's like, oh, probably have a nice relaxing weekend, watch some baseball, maybe do some stuff outside. Now it's like, oh, well, my weekend's kind of shot. So. But I'm doing good. Baseball continues to be hot in the streets. The first thing, NBA's been dead for a little bit. The NFL draft tried to hop in last night. Always fun. Good seeing, happiest moments of kids' lives and stuff. But everyone only cares about the first round. So it's over. We're back to baseball.
No,
baby.
I don't. I care about day 3. I only care about day 3.
You're a day 3 guy. You're a fill the roster guy.
No,
Okay.
Ben Mason guy. Rumors the Jets might be eyeing him.
Newtown.
And he went to Michigan. Trev, Ben Mason, brick of a human being. Harbaugh was using him as a tight end or fullback, which he kind of is. And then he switched him to defense, I think, and it was like, what are you doing here? And they ruined him. Ben Mason.
What's the significance of Ben Mason?
He's my neighbor. He's Luke's buddy. He's my neighbor. So saw him when he used to come over, sloppiest eater I ever seen in my life. He would come over and eat dinner with us and just be like, Ben, you need a napkin or 10 because you got all the food over your entire face. So he's looking to get drafted.
Hey, hold on. You might take his draft stock down a little bit. Those NFL guys, they find the strangest things to move you up or down the board. So a sloppy
fullback, tight end, sloppy eater drives it up. That drives it
goes
way
up.
Yeah.
You want your fullback, tight end to not breathe while he eats.
What did he play on defense? Fullback, tight end? Was he
I don't know. They moved him
linebacker?
around. Yeah, I think they moved him to
beefed him
linebacker.
up.
They beefed him up. They moved him around a lot. He's a
big boy.
He's a big boy. Yeah.
Big boy.
Okay.
Yeah. So rooting for him.
I think they were getting into more of a spread offense, so they weren't going to use a fullback as much, but he was an elite talent, so they still wanted to use him, so they had him on defense. So go Ben Mason, day 3, round 6 or 7.
His freshman year, he was basically who was the Earth, Wind, and Fire running back for the Jacobs? He was basically Brandon Jacobs for Michigan, his freshman or sophomore year in high school, where if they were within 5 yards, they just gave Ben the ball. I think he had 4 touchdowns one game, and they were all 2-yard runs.
I love this.
Anyway.
Talking football.
Yeah.
It's already better than talking Giants. That's the thought that we have. This is already better.
Wow.
Shots fired.
Wow. Pool man beef.
Bobby Skinner tried to come at me on Twitter. I expect more out of him. I didn't even give it a response because it was just a bad bad joke.
Did you see our Talking Giants crew both say wow in the same in unison? Or whoa? It's so funny.
Whoa.
I haven't seen that.
Sorry. Shout out Talking Giants, our crew that covers the Giants. All right.
I'm just kidding.
Trev,
I'm playing
how
with
are
them.
you,
They're trying to
dude?
talk crap to me.
How are you?
I'm
Trev?
doing well. I had the second shot. Night up, I felt fine. Then I woke up in the morning, felt a little woozy, little bit nauseous, but honestly, I took some Tylenol and I felt fine. Kind of banged me up a little bit, but this body's ready for that. I'm ready for anything in this thing. So I'm back today. I feel great. I was a little bit sluggish on the IG live. I looked bad, so these sunglasses are helping me out a little bit. But I'm back, man. I'm ready to talk some baseball, recap these series.
Let's do it, man. I'm excited. I love talking baseball.
Uh-huh.
Shag. Type of jingle with a holder face. All right. DraftKings, presented by DraftKings. I don't think I said that, and I have to say it at the beginning of the show. So,
Love you,
Talking
DraftKings.
Baseball, presented by DraftKings. Nailed it.
Bang.
Jake, you have the National League
Oh.
today, which means you're batting leadoff. I'm very interested to find out what happened in the National League. I know some things this time, but not all.
To the what?
To the what? To the ooh. It's your birthday. Happy birthday. All right, Jake, let's just do it. Let's get into the weeds here. On your mark. Get set. What happened in the National League? Tell me already.
James, Trev, David. Ho! There it is. Let's start out with Mansplain Baseball's Atlanta Braves. They took on the Cubbies. Braves had been off to a slow start, and hey, they win the first three. They dropped the fourth game, but Braves kind of getting back on track. Freddie Freeman with the big day. Yanoa, first pitcher home run in a while. How about that? Good for you, big fella. Marisnik hits. We've always had a Jake beef. I'm out on that. Braves take 3 out of 4 from the Cubs. The Brewers take on the Fish with Arms. My Marlins. How about my guy Rogers? Kind of planted a seed there for no reason. Took a chance. He's making me look good. Unfortunately, the other guy was making me look good. Corbin Burns. He has a bad start, and he goes to the IL. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. Hazy's Aguilar. Might hear a little bit about him later. Marlins take 2 out of 3 from the Brew Crew. Cardinals and Phillies. They split 4 and they go every other. Phillies, Cardinals, Phillies, Cardinals. Rhys Hoskins, have you heard about this Phillies infield? It's all I see when I close my eyes at night. Big injury week, guys. Cardinals, Molina, Wainwright, and Miller all to the 10-day IL. I hate that. They split the series. Los Gigantes. Those words almost mean nothing, but the Giants are your best team in the National League. How about a little Pure Disco, one of the first albums I owned, Discalfani. They take game 1, 12-0. He shoves. The Rockies take an extra innings game for the second one, but the Giants come back and win the series. Giants starting pitching in this series and this season, a 1.83 ERA in the series. They've been lights out. Yastrzemski to the IL. Mike Talkman coming to town, my guy. Dodgers, they must have won their series, right? The Dodgers. No, this is baseball, baby. Cincinnati Reds take 2 out of 3. Popped a molly. I'm sweating in game 1. The Reds take game 2 as well. Dodgers bounce back. Clayton Kershaw on the bump. That guy's pretty good. More injuries, guys. Gratterall and Price. Make it stop. Make it stop. And the final NL on NL action. My D-backs take on my Padres. Just claim them. They split. D-backs took the first one. Padres take the second one. I think it broke a streak of like 9 straight games that the D-backs had beat the Padres. Something crazy like that. Machado with the big, that whole inning, they went nuts. That was actually fun. Watch that live. More injuries. Calhoun and Widener to the IL. Make it stop. Make it stop. That is your NL recap.
How about that?
I'm sexy. Like, there's no other way to say it. Well, there's a lot of other ways, I guess.
Kind of
Not
sexy,
sexy
not sexy.
would be the other
sometimes, yeah. How about that? Some interesting results here, you know. Marlins beat the Brewers, and then the Dodgers lose to the Reds, and the Giants stay winning. Not an interesting result there for the Giants. I would have guessed the Giants won that series, but they just keep doing the damn thing, which I like.
Best team in the world, Trev? Your Giants?
We talked about it today. I mean, I said, is it the Dodgers or the Brewers for best team in the NL? And we said, what about them Giants? What Gabe Kapler and that coaching staff is doing is remarkable. They just keep reeling off wins, man. And you know, Rose and I talked about this when he was still working with us and not doing the NFL draft. He still thinks they're in sell mode. That the GM there, and I'm forgetting his name.
I think it's Mr. Jim.
Is it Farhan?
Yeah, Farhan.
Yeah.
He thinks that Farhan has set this thing up beautifully where they have these pitchers performing on a really team-friendly deals, 1-year deals, $8-10 million deals. He says that come around July, Farhan will be shopping these guys and doing exactly what he planned to do. He doesn't think they're going to stay in it through the end of the season because he thinks the Padres and the Dodgers are too tall of a task. I don't know, man. Like, what record do they have to get to for that not to be it, for them to go into buyer mode? Like, do they have to be like something silly, like 6 or 7 games up?
Man,
I don't know. It's so early.
So tough in that division. Like, if the Dodgers and Padres go full tilt, and if you're the Giants,
I know that's what I'm saying.
If you're somehow keeping pace, you have to reward that. But at the same time, if those teams go full tilt, feels like
they did
Giants
the same thing last year. Remember that?
Yeah.
They were in the hunt and they kind of went for it instead of selling off. They ended up like 1 game out of a wild card last year. I'm curious to see how they're going to react this year because it's essentially as of April 30th, they're in the same situation. I mean, they have a little bit more cushion. Like they're in the lead right now, but those 2 teams are tough. I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting to see what they do there. But regardless, they've been doing a phenomenal job winning baseball games.
I've always been big on Kapler and all of the developmental coaches there.
Yes,
You have been.
it's my favorite coaching staff.
Yeah, Kapler is kind of pissing me off because he doesn't get ejected anymore because he doesn't feel the need to appease the Philly crowd, and he's in San Francisco, and that fan base doesn't really care that much.
Right.
Where in Philly, like it was a big deal that Kapler didn't get ejected in his first year as a manager. It was like a headline. Like Kapler didn't get ejected all season. So in year 2, he came out and gave us just 3 of the most hilarious ejections that you'll see. And the San Francisco fan base isn't clamoring for that. And now Kapler's not getting ejected. And he had like a disagreement the other day, but he just like kind of handled it like calmly because he's a calm dude. And that's upsetting for me. Well, calm.
Do you think it's money driven? Do you think he's like sick of seeing $10,000 taken out of his check?
No, dude. I think he's the kind of guy that takes pictures on a beach in linen clothes, and not the type of guy that smokes cigars and screams at umpires.
I got to tell you, there's a little bit of not the smoking cigars and yelling at umpires. There's some intensity there. There's a lot of intensity there.
Okay.
And it's bottled up, and sometimes he'll let it out. Most of the time, he'll meditate and get back to his chi and the Zen attitude that he carries around most of the time. But it's in there, man. But yeah, good on them.
I'm both those guys, which usually happens. But you know what else keeps you from getting ejected? When your pitching staff has the second best ERA in your league. That's that helps you not get ejected as much.
Yeah, but that one gif of him just going, oh, is the funniest baseball gif that's like we've had.
Maybe Erica will do like a manager gif montage because that Bud Black one the other day.
Yeah, that's really
low.
good too.
So
That's low.
okay, we got that. That's coming up.
I mean, that Kapler gif is all time.
All time.
Oh.
Ooh.
So what I wanted to look at here in the National League, and I should have done this before the show, is that no NL East team has a winning record right now.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people could say, well, they've been beating up on each other, right? So I wanted to take a look at that to see if that's true. I have 3 of the teams done right now because they really haven't even played that many in-division games, which is kind of odd. Because that's what I thought like the excuse would be if you're a fan of that division. But I'm looking at it now. The only team I have left to do is I have Phillies, I have Nationals, I have Mets, I have Miami. Who am I missing?
Nationals, Philly,
Marlins.
That's
Mets.
Miami.
You have the Braves.
Braves.
The Braves. I got to do the Braves. ATL.
Do the A-Town crawl.
So, because that's, that naturally I think that's what everyone would say. The Mets are the only team, I haven't done the Braves yet, that have a winning record in division. Which is kind of, I don't know if this matters or not matters, but we were saying that the division might beat up on itself, so it might not get a second wild card because they might all just be around like that 88 to 92 because they play each other so much. But I think they're just bad right now, and it's not that they're beating up on each other.
I mean, NL West, 4 teams above 500 right now. I think we've got some good slogs this weekend. I'm I'm excited for this episode. I think Monday we're going to have some flames because you've got the Cubs are going up against the Reds. The Mets are going up against the Phillies. Nats, Marlins. I think this weekend we've got a lot of the slog matchups, and it's going to be excited who can take out the broomstick, and we'll be like, this is the first big step of their season.
So the Mets are 7-4 in division. That's what I just did the math on, so you can't fully trust it. But it looks like they're 1-1 against the Marlins, 4-2 against the Phillies, and 2-1 against the Nationals, which would make them 7-4. Braves are 5-8 against the division. Marlins are 5-8. Nats are 2-4, and Philly is 6-6. So they're kind of beating up on each other. Kind of.
It's all early and ugly.
I know.
Jake story, Ellie story.
I know it is. Philly was the big team when we did the TPPs, when we were like, ooh, Philly's got a lot, because they've had 12 games. I think that's the most, where they got a lot of games against each other. They could really take off, but
surviving. They split 2 with the Cards. Reeser starts getting it figured out when he gets hot.
Oh, yeah.
He gets hot like nobody else in baseball. So
Cardinals
that's cool.
just go town to town firing up other teams, hitting them in the head.
Yeah.
They're just kind of like a fire starter.
In the face.
Yeah. Wow.
I wanna pump the brakes on that discussion because that might be talked about a little bit later.
Yes,
Pump
true.
me.
But you do have me looking at the standings and doing all this stuff. Who's the hottest team in baseball right now? Do not look.
Hottest team in baseball right
Over
now.
the last 10.
Giants?
Mariners?
The Arizona Diamondbacks, 8-2 in their last 10, tied with the Chicago White Sox, both at 8-2. Go Snakes!
Rattle up. D-back it up, baby.
We have a meeting with them today.
Jake's D-back.
Yeah. D-back it up.
We'll tell him you said that.
Freight train, David Peralta.
Milwaukee's still doing the damn thing, even though they lost 15-10.
Everybody. They lost everybody.
Yeah.
Yelich is hurting.
Burns
is out. Hopefully that's... Have we got an update on that, BBD? On what's going on with Burns? Because I thought last time I checked it, they weren't sure yet.
I know he went on the IL.
About
Yeah,
timing.
I don't know. But our dude Colton Wong, we did a little Instagram live with him on the John Boy Media Instagram channel. Jake and I had a little chat with him. What's that?
They still have it as undisclosed,
Oh, okay.
Trev.
And then Wong hits a home run and then turns a crazy, awesome double play.
Nasty.
So let's go. That's John Boy Media effect.
It's worth looking up. Colin
Yeah, it's a
comes
cool-
flying across the bag.
It's like a
really
cheater
cool.
jump throw off the base. It's cool.
I saw the play. I don't want to always talk about myself, but I'm going to talk about myself right now. I had a play similar to that. Me and Jamie Carroll rolled it up the middle. I'll get the highlight. I'll put it out on Twitter so you guys can see. No
Love
big deal.
me some Jamie Carroll talk. And the other, I mean, it started off, but the Braves. Braves had been struggling pretty hard. They win that first game, the Freddie Freeman big 3-run homer. Almost give it up, but then 5-0, 10-0. They dropped the final game. But Braves Nation, they needed that, man. They one of the better teams in the league, and they were off to a rocky start.
They'll get going.
Rocky?
Wish I knew a guy named Rocky.
Talking to one.
No.
Anything else?
No, I think
AL?
that's it. You want to move on to the AL? You want to know what's going on over there? I gotcha.
I would love to hear what's going on.
Well, it's brought to you by our good friends over at Dugout Mugs. Look at this. Look at this mug.
Trev, look what we have.
Trev, look what we have. Trev,
Oh.
you like this talking baseball one? You got one?
Got a mug? He's making a run for it.
Yes.
Bang biscuit.
Oh, is your talking baseball different than mine? Yeah. You got like a dark stain. I got a light stain. I think I like. Well, oh wow!
Hello.
Trevor's has his name on the back. Anyway,
Show
Mother's
me
Day
your
is only
genitals.
Mother's Day is only 9 days away. So Dugout Mugs is giving you 35% off the best gifts for baseball moms. Use code JOHNBOY at dugoutmugs.com. Trev, what's your mom's favorite drink? My mom's favorite drink is a Bloody Mary. I asked her. I said, what's your favorite alcoholic drink? 'Cause I didn't really know. She said Bloody Mary. I said, okay. Get you one of those in a Dugout Mug. Does your mother have a favorite drink?
She does not drink alcohol. She likes Diet Coke.
Oh, awesome. I love
I had to say, like, her favorite drink
I love
is
Diet Coke people. Diet Coke people is a sneaky cult, and no one talks about it. Jake?
Sneaky. Linda Bin turns up, man. She's been on a tequila kick for a little while. I mean, she's
What'd you call her, Lynn the Bin?
Linda Bin. So we there's a weird phase in towards the end of high school. Every mom's got a ba nickname like that. It's Mern the Burn, Lynn the Bin.
A bunch of hot high school moms.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still
I'm into
are.
it.
So anyway, go to dugoutmugs.com and you get 35% off. The best gift for baseball moms. Dugout mugs. They got the wine glasses, the openers, and all that stuff. Bam, ba, bam, ba, bam, ba, bam, ba, bam.
Free shot glass still.
Here's what happened in
Promo code
the
John Boy.
American League. The Tigers and Royals finished up a weekend wraparound series. Keller versus Turnbull. Santana hit a 2-run home run. Royals complete the sweep over the Tigers. The Indians, they took 2 of 3 from the Twins. Twins stay losing. Colome stays bad. Damn, he loses game 1. Ramirez game-tying home run. Luplo walk-off 2-run homer. They did win game 3, and they hit 6 home runs to do so, including 3 in the first. How about that? Twins avoid the sweep. Little bit of pride there. The A's and the Rays split a 4-game set. Good pitching and timely hitting all around. No Tampa pitcher allowed more than 2 earned runs. I don't believe an A's pitcher allowed more than 2 earned runs either. It's just kind of like good, like what they call playoff baseball, just timely home runs and good pitching. So good job by those 2 teams in the Trop. The Angels took 2 out of 3 from the Tigers. Ohtani hits and pitches in the same game again. Mike Trout now has a 420 batting average and a 524 OPS. Holy smokes. That guy is good. The Yankees and the Orioles also split a 4-game set. The Yankees finally got good starts from a pitcher not named Garrett Cole. Cedric Mullins went off for the O's. 2 home runs in game 1, walk-off sac fly in game 4, and Aaron Judge sits games 3 and 4 because he's sore from traveling so much. Yikes. The Astros took 3 out of 4 from the Mariners. Astros go back on to a little bit of a winning streak. No Astro hitter hit a home run, but every Astro starter had an RBI or a run scored and contributed offensively, which I found interesting. My dude Kikuchi shuts them down in game 4 to avoid the sweep. Go, you say Kikuchi. I say Kikuchi. They're always chanting that. White Sox took 2 of 3 from the Tigers. Boyd exited Thursday's game with a left knee tendonitis. Not happy about that. Ramos game-tying RBI double. Garcia go-ahead 2-run single in the 5th. Mercedes hits another absolute bomb, completing his fantastic April. There you go. That's what happened in the AL.
Ayo.
Nice job, Jim. Nice job.
American League.
Boston, still top of their division. Royals, still top of their division. Oakland, still top of their division. Oakland's just going off. 16 and 10. Boston and Oakland are both 16 and 10. Those are the 2 best records. Mariners, 2 seed. How about that? Yankees dead last.
Dead.
Texas is worse. No, I mean dead last in their division. Yeah.
I want to pat myself on the back a little bit here because I'm looking at the standings here. I put out the over-under picks from our TPPs, and every single division leader, even the surprise ones, the Red Sox, the Royals, the Giants, I had over on every single division leader right now, right here.
Huge. That's
Congrats, man.
Let's see.
On April 30th, I'm doing really well.
See if you can cash the ticket. The series I'd want to hear more about. A's and Rays. I didn't deep dive and watch a lot of this. Trev, we previewed it on the first day we did the preview, the Chris Rose MLB preview show, and then BBD hopped in, built different, entirely different. Man, that series, I'm assuming it was good baseball and good pitching. I think every game hit the under. 2-1, 4-3, 2-0, 3-2, and I mean, I don't know. It's the A's-Rays. I feel like we compare them a lot for kind of the way those organizations operate sometimes. I wonder if that felt like playoff baseball light or what did it feel like? I'd want to hear from those fan bases because a lot of good pitching, low scoring. That's kind of playoff baseball scores.
Yeah, Rich Hill had a really good start. He gives up a 2-run home run to Sean Murphy. and that does him in. Other than that, he went 6 innings pitched, 10 Ks. Manai had a good start. I mean, it was all really good pitching. I don't know the intensity level. It's the Trop, so there's not a lot of intensity there. And the Rays are good at baseball.
Okay.
And they deserve a better stadium.
Yeah.
Rays fans who defend the Trop are the weirdest people in the world to me. Like, I don't know if there's a syndrome. I don't know if you're allowed to say the syndrome anymore or compare things to that. But, like, it's like, dude, you don't have to defend the Trop just because you're a Rays fan. You can admit it's a terrible atmosphere for baseball and that having a white roof is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, they feel like the need to defend that. Like, dude, you have a white roof and the ball's white. And Joey Wendell missed a pop-up and it led to a run being scored because of it. Whatever. I had a whole Twitter
there's
back
a lot.
and forth.
Yeah, there's a lot of dumb things in stadiums throughout the league. I mean, the Trop is the Trop. Obviously, they'd want a new stadium, but it's not that bad. I've been able to experience it now as a fan and a player. I mean, it's one of those things. You don't want the white roof. You don't want the catwalks coming in.
Those are the two main things. Those are the two main things.
But in Houston 2 years ago, we had a hill in center field, and they used to have a freaking flagpole out there. Like, there's just dumb things in baseball parks. They forgot to put bullpens when they built the new Giant Stadium. Like, what are these places thinking? At least the Trop wasn't supposed to be a baseball stadium.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I have an excuse for it. It's interesting.
Home run dimensions, I don't care. You can do, like, that's part of the beauty of baseball.
Yeah.
In the 80s, they made cookie-cutter stadiums, and everyone hated them. And go watch, Jake and I went and watched, and they were so boring. Every home run was the same and all that. And, like, literally, the fan base was like, this is boring. We want unique parks again. So I am all for unique walls and high walls. But, you know, in fielders losing a ball because the roof is white and the ball is white. That's not like
it's hard to
not
see.
Like a fun, unique experience.
It's not gamesmanship.
It's not.
There's
it's not,
nothing.
It's like not professional. It's not professional.
If you're a kid and you
Also, when it rains there, you feel like the roof might fall down.
that's
Like,
fun,
I'm serious. You think about that when you're out there. Like, this could happen. Like, that thing could collapse at any second.
If you're a youth and you haven't seen the highlights of the Houston Hill, go check that out, because that's just the good stuff right there.
Sean Murphy hit another home run in the second game off Diego Castillo, which I find pretty cool, and that was to put it within one in the ninth inning. So, you know, I'm sure that they were intense games if you were watching them and a fan of either team, because every game was close toward the end.
You know, these A's, they got so hot. They went on an East Coast road trip. It's Baltimore and Tampa, but they go, what do they go? 4-3. They're still 15-3 since that horrible start, and now they come back home and they host Baltimore, Toronto, and Tampa, 3 East Coast teams coming out west. So A's try to keep it rolling. One of my all-time Hot Boy team members, unfortunately, got his face jacked up. Matt Olson, eye is shut. Got hit. I think it was in BP. He got them pretty eyes, boy. So I don't know. Get better, Matt.
Probably not in BP. It sounds like it might have been in the cages because it ricocheted off of the screen, like the L screen, and it's not going to come back on a BP throw. So he must have been doing some canoe drill or some really close front toss or something like that. But that's scary, man. It happens.
Yeah. Even game 4 of this game, Jake Kiermaier was up with the tying run Phillips on second base. So like I think it was good baseball around.
Good baseball.
Yeah.
And cool pitching matchups. We talked about Glasnow versus Irvin. I don't think you can get two more different types of pitchers, you know, on different ends of the spectrum. Glasnow, you know, tall, right-handed guy. Irvin, we found out, was taller than I thought. He said 6'4" on the baseball reference page. I don't think that's the case. He's a soft toss and lefties.
Tristan McKenzie versus Bartolo Colon.
Ooh.
Body size.
Well, they're righty. They're both righties.
I'd say
I'm not even talking pitch type. I'm just talking if you're like a fan and you're like, both those guys do the same thing professionally.
Marcus Stroman,
Body size.
Randy Johnson.
Those guys are sharing the same mound? Yeah. It's crazy.
Sports.
Baseball.
You do it with short point guards and centers and stuff.
Well, that's different positions.
Right.
Like both those guys can
ready
throw
for
a ball the
Interleague?
same. It's crazy. Yeah, we cover this enough. The Twins, Colomé loses again.
Jeez.
Ugh.
Woof.
Yeah. And Boston, is that in the Interleague? Yeah, we got to do the Interleague. Here it is.
Saturday
Trev,
Interleague.
Trevor.
tell us what happened in the Interleague.
Trevor Plouffe.
We got 3 2-game sets happening. Royals and the Pirates. The series gets split. Game 1 goes to the Pirates 2-1. Game 2, the Royals take 9-6. Wilmer Defoe pinch hit go-ahead RBI single in the 7th of Game 1. And Colin Moran, our guy, sneaky doing it. Dozier with a 2-run triple and Benintendi with a 2-run double in Game 2. They split that series. Nationals down in Florida, the Florida Blue Jays, they're still down there, right? They split the series as well. Game 1 goes 9-5 to the Blue Jays. Game 2, 8-2 to the Nationals. In that Game 1, Vladdy has 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. I won't go into detail because I think we're going to do that a little later in the show. Game 2, the Nats get some big homers from some veterans. Harrison hits a 3-run home run and Bell hits a 2-run home run in Game 2. They split that series. And the Red Sox going into Flushing against the Mets. The Red Sox sweep this 2-game set 2-1. Garrett Richards versus Peterson in Game 2. My guy, full pension Piv versus Jacob deGrom. Devers with a go-ahead single in the 6th inning of Game 1. Garrett Richards did the damn thing. 7 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 10 Ks. And then in the second game of the series, deGrom gets outdueled by the Boston pitching staff. He goes 6 innings with 9 Ks. But Vasquez hits an RBI double in Game 2, and that's all they would need because you know what? The Mets don't score any runs when Jacob deGrom pitches. Red Sox get the sweep. They're the best team in baseball right now, and that's what happened in the Interleague Series.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Josh Bell hit a home run.
Huge.
Second on his year. I mean, he was in a slide. I mean, his whole season's a slide. So maybe that can get going for him.
Get hot.
Hard to ignore the whole deGrom doesn't get any run support thing.
Yeah, I'm bored.
Hard
I'm
to
like,
ignore it.
I'm like, I don't find it cute or interesting anymore. It's just like, this sucks. I said that I think 3 weeks ago. It's like, this sucks.
Trev, I mean, did
It
you
does suck.
ever run into anything like that? Like the ace is on the bump, so you feel a little more pressure to push some runs across? Is that all it is? Because, I mean, at some point, this is like the math equation has to be thrown out. Like something's happening. They're feeling it.
You know, there is a guy that we had on the Twins that we didn't score any runs for, but I'm blanking on the name. But it's not like they're out there saying, oh, Jake's on the mound, we don't have to score that many runs. That's not the case. In fact, they might be pressing too much right now and saying, Jake's on the mound, let's get this motherfucker some runs for once. So I don't know, man. You know, seems to me like when you have a pitcher dealing, you're on defense. It makes it a lot easier out there. You don't have long innings, so you're coming back to the offensive side of the ball feeling good. You're fresh, but you know, I'm hoping it's one of those situations that they just break out, and for the next like 12 deGrom starts, they just go gangbusters and get a bunch of runs. I'm hoping that's the case, but right now they are struggling. Capital S.
What is his run support right now? It's 2.7 runs a start.
Per 9? Does that go per 9 or just in his innings?
I don't.
Gotta be per 9.
Average is per 9. Yeah, per 9.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Jim, I posed this question to Jake on the IG Live. Are, like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how legit are the Red Sox?
Legit.
Like 1 to 10.
7.5 or 8.
Wow. Jake gave him a 6. I went 7. You went above everybody else right there.
I've been a believer in it. I said it before the season started. If they have a good April, I see them having a good season. And we've seen teams do this before. They have the talent. Like, all they needed was some pitching, and they're going to get help. I don't truly believe in all the help. Like, the schedule gets a little tougher for them, but best thing they have going for them is mojo. And like unity and fun and the Cora effect, if you're giving him credit or whatever it is. But no, I'm a huge believer in that, all that shit. Like, just the energy of the team is phenomenal. It might turn south at one, but right now, like, I'm not going to bank on them falling apart. Because they needed a hot start to do it. So I think they're legit. I think they're going to be in their wild card race. I think they're going to make moves at the deadline to better the team. Small ones, not like going to leverage the future. But yeah, I mean, we're at the end of April here. It wasn't 2 weeks. It was a full month of really good baseball. They got Texas, Detroit, Baltimore coming up. Like, they're not slowing down. So yeah, I think they are legit. I think Yankees fans should be very worried about the Red Sox taking the wild card or the division, and because the Rays are kind of not running away with anything either.
Nobody is.
Yeah, besides the Red Sox. And if they were going to be there in the end, they need a big head start, and that's what they've given themselves after 1 month. So, yeah, I think it would be an awful, awful look for the Yankees. So yeah,
Okay.
Yes, I think they're legit.
Want to see a little more. The offense has been clicking, and we kind of thought that they've had some guys in the bullpen step up, and just interested to see if that carries on. I mean, a couple young guys. Garrett Whitlock came over Rule 5 from the Yankees. How about that for you? He's gone 13.1, 0 earned runs so far. Andreessi, Matt Barnes off to a good start. So I'm interested to see if the bullpen continues to hell. Your guy, full pension Piv, doing it early on too. So, hey, man, I mean, again, kind of a simple sport. Right now they're 4th in ERA, and I think they're 2nd in hitting, 1st in hitting. So, yeah, if you do that, you're going to be there. Interested to see when the schedule turns up a little bit. But like Jim said, I mean, if you can keep stretching that out, like momentum is real. Good vibes are real, and a lot of front offices have kind of ignored that. So if you believe Cora makes your team that much better, believe it. And like accountability, man. Some rooted Yankee stuff coming out, if we're being honest. But
Yes, it is.
But I think Garrett Richards just had a really good start, and he made a tangible change to his his delivery, like something, which I like that for him.
He's in the book. Whatever.
Like he made a fix. I don't know what it was. I think I remember. I think he just went to the stretch or something like that.
the Red Sox have the weirdest pictures on Baseball Reference. I've never noticed this. If you go to the Red Sox main page where it has their top 12 players, it's bizarre looking. I don't know what they did differently.
Okay, interested.
Like
I'm here.
look at Devers and Vasquez and like just the background.
Different lighting.
Background's different lighting.
I don't mind it. JD Martinez looks high.
Like JD looks stoned. Devers looks like
A 4-year-old.
yeah, like a nervous
Little
middle
kid.
schooler. Vasquez.
Wait, I like the background of this though.
Vasquez.
Me
looks
too.
Lost.
I like this.
I was looking at one team the other day. I love Jake and I both like looking at those mug shots they use on Baseball Reference when you go to the team page, because they're silly looking. But I like the background the Red Sox did there, unlike the other teams. There was a team who have the Yankees played recently, I guess, because it was probably a team they were playing, and it just looked like all the same person.
Mm.
I forget who it was.
Orioles.
No, because it was just all white dudes.
Mm.
Maybe it's the Yankees.
Maybe it was the Yanks.
What's that one movie quote? I laugh every time I hear it. It's like, you white, you Ben Affleck, or
Yeah.
something like that.
That's
such a funny
role
one.
models.
Yeah,
Role models.
Yeah.
that's a good joke.
That's good stuff right there. Good stuff.
What else in the interleague? Anything?
Blue Jays split. We can talk about some personal
Yeah.
performances there later. I don't know, like team, but yeah, I think that's it. That's everything.
You said Dozier for a second. I thought it was Big Brian back, but that's Hunter.
We've been on a group chat getting ready for Mauer's softball event, and so he's having us send a bunch of videos in to like tease up and hype up the event. And so, like, I sent mine in right away because I'm professional, had all the stuff.
Show.
And then we have a bunch of these old boomer guys like Joe Nathan, Nick Punto. It's really funny to see them try to like work a camera and like put these videos together. But some of the guys have gotten pretty creative. It's been fun.
Okay, if you could send whatever Brian Dozier sent, I don't know. I mean, you could ask for permission or whatever, but
I might post
I'd
it.
like to
I'll
see
ask
where
Coach
his
Doge.
self-content game is at.
he was golfing, and then like actually like Joe was calling him. Then he ran to the gym, and it was showing him working out, and he's looking jacked.
Okay.
But he always that's
Yeah.
him, man.
I get that.
Yeah,
Good job by him.
good job.
All right, let's move it on to the next back end of the episode where we will be discussing some personal performances. That was the team section at the beginning, the standings, how's the team doing. Now we're going to get into individual stuff. There's going to be some stats we talk about here, and if you're into baseball analytics and you want to know more about it, you can go to Sports Management Worldwide. In June of 2018, St. Louis Cardinals manager Mike Matheny was fired. Matheny's agent John Boggs decided it was time to grow and improve his knowledge and skill set. He knew he needed to get better. He turned to Dr. Lynn Lashbrook with Sports Management Worldwide. Mike registered for Sports Management Worldwide 8-week online course, Baseball Analytics. He learned what he needed to learn. Now he's the manager of the Royals. They're in first place. He's got long hair now. He looks pretty good. He looks rugged on purpose. So if you are interested in learning more about baseball and learning more about any sport and learning about analytics and starting your path to becoming an MLB executive or scout or GM, you got to head to smww.com and you use the discount code JOHNBOY for $50 off the course of your choice. They offer courses in baseball, basketball, football, hockey, soccer, rugby, cricket, and even racing. If you have always dreamed of a job working in sports, Sports Management Worldwide can help you, from sports betting to esports, sports broadcasting. Or hey, maybe we should take a course, Jake.
I'm talking to Courtney after this and seeing like what's up.
Okay.
Like, can I take the 8-week course
Courtney is our director of sales, for those that don't know.
during my normal like livelihood and still be okay, or is this like an off-season thing? Because my retirement job is GM of the Rockies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do need to get in there. They have what you know and who you know to get you into the game you love. Apply free at smww.com and use discount code JOHNBOY for $50 off the course of your choice, which brings us straight into Standout Performances.
Standout performance. Who did it on the big stage this week?
Jake, you get to go first.
Say what? Guys,
Yeah.
this always happens. I don't know how. I don't know why. I'm just a West Coast guy. And what stands out to me, how about the best team in baseball? The San Francisco Giants. And my guy, Disco, Anthony DeScalfani, a good Paisan boy. You know I'm about that life. 9 innings pitched. How's 0 earned runs for you? 9 Ks, 3 hits, 1 walk. My dude is off to a nasty start this season, by the way. Jim, you'll like this. 5 games started. He's got a 1.5 ERA. In 4 out of 5 starts, he's given up 1 run or less.
Ooh.
So my guy is not only keeping you in the game, he's like making sure you have a chance to win. And man, we talk about this Giants coaching staff a lot on this show. They're doing something there. I got into some pitch mix stuff for you, Jim. Nothing too crazy, but he does what he does. The fastball velo's a little above average. He's not walking too many people. He's missing enough barrels. DeScalfani, man, the Giants, they got some good energy right now. And if you go 9 innings shutty, that's a good way to get on here. And Trevor, the biggest secret of all, a secret of life, he got pooped on by a bird. Before the game, he got pooped on by a bird, which is internationally known to be good luck. So I guess my standout is to the bird.
Yeah. The bird wins.
Good job, bird.
Trav, you ever been pooped on?
Ooh.
By a bird?
I don't think so.
By bird. You
Not
don't have
that
to,
I- not that I
have to
remember.
tell us otherwise.
Wherever.
Oh, like poop poop? No, I don't think so.
Okay. Teddy never got you?
Mm-mm. Oh, maybe. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
For sure, I've had some of my children's poop on me somewhere.
Cool.
Sometimes it just goes. They explode. We don't need to talk about that.
There was a girl in 3rd grade who was sitting next to me, and she pooped her pants.
That's
It
tough.
was a bad time.
She just start yelling.
That's tough.
Bad time. I mean, I think, obviously waterworks and stuff, but yeah, there's a turd on the floor. Like, got out of her pants and stuff. Like a little turd.
How does that? Wait, hold
I'd
on.
rather not relive it.
I did that in
That's not-
Maramarang.
We'll talk after about
Yeah.
this.
Did that once when I was in probably second grade.
Okay.
That was wild. That's a fun story.
Should move on.
Yeah, I always like Jay. I said it to Jake earlier when people say, "Oh, you're gonna have good luck now because you got pooped on by a bird." It's like, oh, it's kind of like in hockey. If you break a skate lace, like tying your skates, and like your skate lace breaks, they're like, "Oh, you're gonna get a point now. You're gonna get a goal." It's like every time something bad happens, you can't just spin it that it's good luck.
Oh, I like that mindset though.
It is.
I like
yeah.
that mindset. I think that's a good mindset.
Okay. All right. I like it. Good job. Good job, Disco. Good
Yeah,
job, Jake.
man.
Good job to the bird.
Giants,
Good job,
coaching
the
staff.
Giants.
Can I ask,
Always.
BBD? I don't know who's going next, but I sent a video over. Can you prep that to be put into my screen when I
Wow.
give mine standout?
Yeah, I'll go next.
Okay.
I am giving it to Vladdy Jr.
Yeah.
Everyone's been on us all the time. You guys haven't talked about Vladdy yet. You haven't talked about Vladdy yet.
He's got a shirt.
I usually am not into three home run games because usually the third one comes in slop time against a bad pitcher, and you're like, whatever. This is not the case with this 3-homer game from Vlad. It's really cool. In the first inning, he comes up against Scherzer with a runner on and 1 out. So if you're a Blue Jays fan, you're like, man, if we can push one across early against Scherzer, like that changes everything. He grounds into a double play. Disappointing. Scherzer gets out of the inning. In his next at bat, in the third inning, now the Blue Jays are down 3-0. So Scherzer has an early 3-0 lead. This is going to be, oh no. Vladdy comes up with the bases loaded and hits a go-ahead grand slam as a 2-1 slider, and he hit an absolute bomb to left center field, which even looks more like a bomb because they're playing in the spring training stadium. So like it goes out of the stadium, not just like into the 10th row of the bleachers. So that home run mattered. It gave them a 1-run lead early in the game and kind of cemented that Scherzer's not going to have a good numbers on the game here. His next at bat, he leads off the inning against Scherzer, and they're up by 3 runs, and he hits a home run off Scherzer. Then a 3-2 pitch outside fastball he took to center,
Sorry, Max.
kind of like a laser. That would save the bullpen. 3-run lead turns into a 4-run lead because he clipped Scherzer again. So 2 home runs off Scherzer. But no, the Nats come back. They make it a 1-run game. Now Vladdy comes up in the next, whatever inning it is, and there's a reliever, Kyle Finnegan, in. He gets a 1-1 fastball and takes it oppo to give them a 3-run lead again, whatever it is. So every home run was impactful and off, not slot pitching. Usually a guy has a 3-run game. One of the ones in the tail end are like, yeah, okay, well, they brought in their slop guy because you're up 7-0. All of these, 2 of them were off Scherzer, and they're all impactful to like the outcome of what pitchers get used in the game. So incredible day at the plate for Vladdy. And his dad never hit 3 home runs in a game. So he got that on dad now.
Eat shit, Dad.
I
Thanks
love
for
that,
creating
man.
it.
There was some social media interaction. Vlad was all on social media talking about like another one. Like that's cool. I can only hope, man. I know that's a long shot, but if my boy Ted gets up there and starts hitting some homers in the show, I mean, that's like tears every single time type thing. I'm proud when he, I don't know, like puts away a toy in the toy box.
It's huge.
Can't imagine 3 homers.
Clean up. Everybody do your share.
Man, he 1.141 OPS so far this season, 223 OPS plus, 7 home runs. He's making my Vladdy home run under bet basically be gone by July, and that's fine because I said when I wanted that one, if he goes over, that means he's special, and holy crap, does he look special. Now a career OPS plus of 120, which we don't forget, but he's 22 years old. And I heard, I forget if it was Marley or if it was one of the reporters, but they were like, Vladito, he pictures himself with Acuna and Soto and all these young dudes who are supposed to be the next. And we kind of forgot about him. And the last stat, because all of his stats are nuts right now, 17 walks, 15 strikeouts.
That's
Whoa,
awesome.
Nice stat,
So
Jay.
if Vladdy does this for another month, like we're on like MVP Vladdy watch.
Yeah. Scherzer, too, man. Come on.
He good. And he got him.
Yeah.
2-time.
Trev, who's your standout performance?
Well, speaking of AL MVP candidates, I'm going to be talking about my guy, Byron Buxton. Went 5 for 5, homer, 2 doubles in the game against the Indians. And the 5th hit was a ground ball to basically shortstop that the second baseman fielded because they were in a shift. Runs a 3.68, 3.71 down the line, shows off the tools. So he's obviously having a great season, a 1.4 OPS. He's leading the league in homers and slugging. Great. Could it be just first month? I don't think so. Right here, our guy Parker Hagerman. Shout out Parker on Twitter, put out this video showing the differences between Byron's 2016 swing and 2021 swing. I played with Byron in the video that's on, I guess, the left of the screen. And he looks just very disconnected. You see the leg kick. He's pushing his hands back during all that. There's a lot of excess movement. And then you go on the right side of the screen. He's preloading the scap. I allow Will Myers. They're doing the same thing. That's getting it back into load position, ready to launch. Everything's so much more quiet. And this adjustment is going to allow him to, see the ball, have that recognition time. And his age right now, 27 years old, 25, 827 OPS, 26, 844 OPS, 27. Now he's sitting at 1.4. Obviously, it's going to come down a little bit, but he's making adjustments. He's becoming a guy. And Twins fans and people all around baseball have been waiting for him to turn into this because of the tools that he has. And whether it's some coaching tips that he needed, whatever it was, he looks like he's in a groove at the plate, and he made the right mechanical adjustment to be consistent. And I think with a guy like him, he was so wildly inconsistent because of his mechanics. When you get to a point like this where you can say, every day I know what I have to do, and I'm going to see the ball really well today because I'm putting myself in that position, the sky's the limit for this guy. If you can hit 2 doubles and a bomb, and then in the 5th at bat go leg out an infield single, I mean, it doesn't slump.
Can't slump.
This is what he's feeling right now. He's feeling like Mike Trout. Mike Trout has a great setup. He sees the ball. He's consistent every day. He knows his zone. He knows everything. Byron is in that. He's locked in right now. How long can he keep it? We will see. But this mechanical adjustment, right? I mean, if you look at these videos, you just see, Jimmy, your least favorite word, hitterish. This is hitterish, right?
Yeah, I liked what you said. It's just so much more quiet. Like it's just compact. It's all one thing on the right.
Yes,
there.
It's connected.
Yeah, it's good. He's having an amazing season.
And because of this, he's able to throw that barrel. The barrel accuracy, jumps because he knows where his barrel is. If you watch the video on the left-hand side, that thing's swinging all over the place. How do you know where your barrel is? You watch the video on the right. He's got it set. It's very silent.
Well,
and
I
he just
never
throws
really
it to the
thought
ball.
about that.
My
Like the
goodness.
Gary Sheffield. Like it's hard to find where the barrel
Hard to
is
do
in the
that.
path if it's swinging like that. Okay.
Yes.
Go check out Sequence with Trevor Plouffe. Get more of that.
Mm.
Trev, we're friends at this point, and I have a certain stereotype about me, and I need to give you credit for something. Your 3 stopwatch times and then the A-Rod face, one of my favorite tweets of the year.
I missed this.
Very
What happened?
humorous.
Thank
So
you.
Buxton beat out an infield single, and Trev. So I was curious because Trev's like, I got 3 times on it, and I was like, so wait, Trevor watched the replay of this 3 times, had his phone out, and was timing Buxton to first, which yes, he did, and so he did the 3 screenshots of the Buxton times, and then he did the A-Rod zoomed in frog face. And that's a good tweet.
Is that what we're calling it right now, the frog
That's a
face?
fantastic tweet, Trevor. Very proud of you.
Is the very first thing I said when we brought up Buxton on the IG Live yesterday. Just one of my favorite tweets ever.
You done did good.
I like it.
I
like the A-Rod frog face.
I've never seen 3 pictures of a stopwatch timer in A-Rod's face. That's a fantastic tweet.
Dude, I can't look at that A-Rod picture.
Wait, hold on. Why do you call it the frog face? I'm curious.
Dude, it
I
kind of looks like
it,
a
but
frog.
why?
Like if you do, I don't know how those face mashing stuff works. Boomer Jake's out. But if you did like turn A-Rod to a frog, it would not be that much different in that picture.
I love the picture. I've used it again.
You went back to the
I might be overusing it. It's so
No,
fun.
keep running it. Running into the ground.
Man. All right. Good standout. Let's move on. Next up, we have Slump Watch. And we've tidied it up a little because it's gotten out of control. So BBD,
Pay attention, everybody.
there's 5 names that are left over from last week. BBD is going to give us the new 5 biggest slumps we need to watch out for, and then we will decide which 5 out of the 10 are sticking around. BBD, who are the new additions?
Our 5 new additions. These guys are all 0 for on the week. JD Martinez went 0 for 9 with 2 walks. Dom Smith goes 0 for 8, struck out 4 times in that. Aaron Hicks, the biggest 0 for 15. Got an RBI in there. Don't remember that. Walked once. Anderson Simmons 0 for 11, and Marwin Gonzalez 0 for 10.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
So the part that's wild here in this new format is we have the 5 that carry over.
Yeah.
And, when we ran this through in our heads, it was like, 2 of those guys are going to play well, so then we'll sub in 2, and we'll keep a rolling list. Looks like everyone did pretty bad from the old slump list.
Yeah, so the 5 that were on here, I mean, we have, let's see. I'll go through, I'll lead us through this because I think of the 5 that carried over, Happ, Lindor, Muncy, Machado, Schwarber, Manny Machado is off. He had 2 hits. He had a triple.
Yes.
He had 4 RBIs. I think we're going to take him off.
I'm fine with that.
And the easiest replacement here for me is Hicks. He went 0 for 15. That's the most 0-fers. But I have a second.
The only thing with Hicks, Jim, it's been all season. And that's kind of been your thing.
Yeah.
Like, Hicks hasn't gotten it going yet this year.
He had
I don't know.
He had 4 games where he was good.
He had like 2 back-to-back righty Hicks games, but other than that, man, I mean, it's been a tough year for Hicksy so far.
But of the week, it's the biggest.
Yes. But
All right, well, you know what? Then let's do Dom Smith because he didn't have a single walk. He didn't have a single RBI. He didn't have a single positive thing in his line. Let's replace Machado with Dom Smith. We good on that?
I'm good with that.
And Dom has had good stretches this year.
I love him, man. He's awesome.
Yeah, I do. I like Dom Smith a lot. And he had a good stretch going. He's got 3 multi-hit games. He started the season, the first 5 games he had a hit.
But 0 for 8's not a lot, though. It's 2
It's
games.
It's tough, but we're just
That's not a slump.
no, we're watching out for it.
It's a slump watch.
This is watch, Trev. Like that's what we're saying. Hicks, it's not like we're watching out. Like, is he slumping? Is he not? No, he's slumping. He's off. He's off the watch list.
And Damo's kind of off to a tough start this year. Negative .5 WAR, 203 batting average, 552 OPS. So I'm kind of interested because this dude's supposed to be a hitter.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when people put you and Barry Bonds' swing next to each other. Like, talk about expectations,
Never worked
man.
well
Like,
for
that's
me.
Just pump the brakes a little bit. I don't like being part of this slump watch because it makes me feel really bad. I know what it's like to go 0 for 8. You don't feel like you're in a slump, but I get what you're saying. It's a slump watch.
He's also 0
We're
for
watching.
He's also 0 for his last 12. So Damo can stay.
Well, there you
All
go.
right. The next guy I think that needs to come off is Kyle Schwarber. I mean, he did get a hit. It was a double. He walked as well. Comparatively to the 0-fers that we're adding, I think we can replace Schwarber here.
Yeah, I mean, so I think reverse engineering this, I think Happer has to say he's our guy. He's in it bad right now. Lindor's kind of one of the stories around the league, so I still want to keep tabs on that. So, yeah, I think Schwarber or Muncy has to come off.
Muncy's his own thing, dude. He did it again. Muncy went 0 for 9 with 4 walks.
Like,
again.
is Muncy in Mad Bum range?
Like, it's just Muncy watch?
Like, he's just walking.
He's Gallo from last year.
It's unreal.
No, not even. Let's so Hicks isn't there. What about JD? JD 0 for 9.
I think I want Muncy off. I'd like JD on the list because
Okay.
he's having such a great start to this year.
Yeah, that if he does put
Yeah.
another 3 0-fers, then where it is like, ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
So once they're actually on a slump, we take them off slump
Yes.
watch?
It's precautionary.
Okay. The timeline for me, this is tough, but I get it. I'm
Like,
starting
if
to understand
JD
that.
goes 0 for his next 10, then we're like, ooh, not good. He's slumping now.
Dude,
We caught him.
Muncie's in his own world right now. The last 6 games, 1 hit, 12 walks,
What's his OBP?
500.
Jesus.
So he's not like in Max Muncy world, he's hot. He's getting on base. So I'm interested.
It'd be
but
cool if he had speed.
Come on.
That's one. Oh, you know what? I've actually heard he's one of those
Right.
guys that's like,
No.
Okay.
sort of
new
hot,
game.
sort of
I'm
fast.
so off calling hefty dude sneaky fast. Someone tried to tell me
What there
Let's
is?
go.
That's
Let's
a
go to the
thing.
real thing. Baseball savant. Guess Max Muncie's speed percentile.
We've done this already. He's like upper third, I think, right?
So give me a number.
53rd.
Sprint percentage,
percentage.
sprint speed. I want to say he's in the 70s. I think we've done this.
Okay. I'd go, like 50 on the nose. I'm bringing it up
Oh,
now.
I thought you had it.
Well, I had his name typed in. I just had to hit enter because I wanted to play the game.
Jake made me
52.
we need to get yeah, it's not enough to be happy.
Not enough.
Still
Not enough. I thought it was higher
surprising
than
for
that.
Muncie.
You until I get an answer from the people who run Baseball Savant
Yeah.
and how they calculate sprint speed, Jake has completely erased it as a stat for me because Jake's like, are they just calculating every time a dude goes to first base? Because they're not always sprinting. Sometimes they know it's a single, so they just jog. Other times,
Max sprint speed.
yeah, like what is it? Like I want to know guys at their fastest, like a hustle double or like tagging up from third. I don't want to know a guy who hits a ground ball past the shortstop and jogs to first, and now that brings down their average. So I just need Baseball Savant or whoever that does sprint speed to let me know what it is, because there's a chance it means nothing at all.
A measurement of a.
Yeah, I don't think it's what you're talking about, like where they just taking every
Okay.
single one. There's no way that
A
doesn't make any
measurement
sense.
of a player's top running speed expressed in feet per second in a player's fastest 1 second window. It's supposed to be their top speed, I think.
Well, I'm more confused now.
Okay.
Okay.
So who's our final 5? Hap, Lindor, JD, Dom Smith.
Marwin and Simmons didn't get included.
So let's just leave Muncie. He's
Yeah, we'll leave.
a Monday away from being his own list.
And
Okay.
watch out for whatever Munchie's
like it.
doing.
Yeah.
If you're in a fantasy baseball league and you do walks or
Oh my
OBP, I don't know. Well, I don't know what he's up to. It's weird. Can we just get a highlight of all his at bats? Like Kyle, like he's in the office. Like,
Yeah.
can we just get every pitch of his last however many games you just said?
6 games,
Like, what's happening?
12 walks.
The umpires love him, or pitcher? Is it a force field around his strike zone?
I don't know.
It's pretty weird. All right, that was Slump Watch.
Okay.
Next up,
Dirt nasties on Fuego. That means I'm on fire, baby. Like Waco.
Jake, can you run through the hottest hitters of this week for everyone?
Speaking of run, how about Trey Turner? Get hot, 6 for 9. BBD, I smell you. Buster Posey. Trev's respect your veterans, man. 7 for 10 with a Yabo. Giancarlo Stanton. He's getting hot in a hurry. 500 batting average, 18 at bats. That's 9 for 18. We're a math company. Young, thick Austin Riley getting in the mix. That can change.
Gonna pause you right there.
Yeah.
Just let everyone that's not in Braves territory know that's a big deal, and I'm happy for him.
Okay. Ozzy Albies, the little monster. He's figuring it out. All the Braves trying to get it going with Freddie and Acuna. Mike Trout could literally be here all the time. 7 for 13. He's insane. Chris Bryant could be significant as the season rolls on. A little 5 for 12er. And then the guys that hurl the puck. Christian Javier for your Astros. 17 innings pitched. 0 earned runs his last 3 starts. That's good. DeGrom, you already know it's unworldly, celebrated every time. Rodon, Mr. No-No, the toe hitter, 25 innings pitched, 2 earned runs. And Alex Wood, San Clam Cisco, 18 innings pitched, 3 earned runs. Kind of a step below the other guys, but still good. So that's who's hot right now.
But good stuff by all those guys. Austin Riley's the only one on that list that I think has a position that could be replaceable come August, September if he's not swinging big. So that's why I say it's nice, and it's not just this series. His last 10 games, Austin Riley has a .605 on-base percentage of .483 batting average, and now his season stats on the month. He had a good April, where at one point, it like when the Farm to Fame crew was here, they were a little worried about his the start of his season, because if after 15 games, his season stats were 182 batting average, 275 OBP. In the next 10, he raised them all to 300 batting average, 416. And that's a team, Travis talked about Jose Ramirez. We talked about trade candidates at third base. The Braves can upgrade. So it's good to see him have a good April, especially when it was looking south.
Our Braves connects told me they very much believe in his defense. We heard Chipper Jones off the record said nice things about him that he didn't have to say. So people believe that defensively he can be a very good third baseman. And yeah, man, if he can hit, I reference this when we do Talkin' Yanks a lot. Every GM in their room has their team this year, their team 3 years from now, their team 5 years from now. And I mean, Austin Riley could very well be on the 5 years from now, or, if he has a tough month, Chris Bryant, whoever else is out there. Like, these Braves are in their window. And if a guy like Austin Riley can be a stud third baseman, I mean, that window just got bigger. Yeah. So keep doing it, young kid.
Someone in the YouTube chat misunderstood me. I'm not saying Riley's going to get traded. I'm saying they trade for a third baseman to play over him in the playoff push, and then give Riley another chance next year, or something like that.
Other team would probably ask for him.
Yeah. But I didn't necessarily mean he was going to get out. Just mean he was going to get subbed out, go to a bench or whatever. Good job, Jake. Let's go to awards.
We go to awards.
Jake, you get to go first.
James, Trevor, big, beautiful baby David, everyone in the chat, your parents, your loved ones. I'm giving out the Pimp My Ride Award.
Hell yes! I love this one!
Ride. We're going to go to Ish with the interior. He pimped out the whole thing.
Exhibit.
X to the Z.
How high was Exhibit when they were filming those
He's 1030 Jake Storielli. The Pimp My Ride Award, a very prestigious award. When they were pimping out the cars, you got the interiors, you're doing the outside, you got a couple features. They used to do the TV on the back of the headset, and that was like, whoa. Trev, you know the one thing you had to do. You need the subwoofers, man. You got to get loud. When you roll up next to someone at a red light, they can't be louder than you. And my guy had someone trying to be louder than him. And the music he was trying to be louder with was jazz music. My award is going to Jesus Aguilar. We have gotten a lot of insight on the Miami Marlins season this year. You're just about there. I need you to hold on for 30 seconds. You're just about there. We heard that Jazz Chisholm and Jesus Aguilar are in a home run competition this year. Jazz Chisholm got off to a hot start. Everyone's in on Jazz Chisholm. We love Jazz Chisholm. Farm to Fame has called him their king. Guess what Big Jesus has done recently? 5 homers in 6 games. His stats on the year are back up to a really good spot. 295, 383, a 921 OPS. He is leading the National League in runs batted in. I know some of the geeks don't care about that stat, but guess what? When you're a Marlins fan and you're watching your fish and he's driving in the runs, you like that a lot. So, Jesus Aguilar pulled up. He heard some loud jazz music right next to him, and he pimped his ride. He turned up the speakers in the woofer up to 10. You can't hear that jazz music anymore. We're dancing, baby. Jesus Aguilar.
It's beautiful. It's poetry. Second Jesus Aguilar award on Talkin' Baseball this season.
Stud.
Might be the first player to get 2 awards.
Stud.
Yes. Good stuff.
Pimp My Ride.
Good show.
You think every interview Jazz starts, they go, so do you like jazz music? And he just goes, do you want me to kill you?
Yeah.
Would you like me to kill you right now?
No, but this interview's over.
Yeah. Okay. Goodbye. Good job, Jake.
Oh,
Thank you.
Jakey.
You got anything on that, Trev?
I'm happy. Jesus, one of those guys, kind of had been a castaway, maybe found a home here. I love those stories, I love that. Find a home, get comfortable, and do the damn thing. Maybe it turns into like a Nelson Cruz type, a resurgent career, later on. I like that stuff.
Trev,
Seems like he's a good influence, too.
yeah, he's so much fun.
Arm around the shoulder.
Welcome to my office, I think was the award I gave him.
13 walks, 13 strikeouts. So we love that balance here. And yeah, leading the league in ribbies, man. Jesus Aguilar, that still matters, geeks. I know you don't think so, and yeah, guys have to be on all of it, blah, 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 but...
All right. Trev, my award's going to lead to a bit of a lengthier discussion because I have questions for you.
Ooh.
So I'm going to let you go first.
Wow.
Sure. I don't think we've talked about this, but we're going to go into the Genesis Cabrera. He hit Bryce Harper and Didi. You know that?
So maybe we have the
I
same
thought his
award.
name was Genesis. It's Genesis. Well, mine is the Go Sit in the Truck
Okay.
Award.
Mm.
That's what you tell
your
people
award?
who are just not
Not my
performing.
award. Yeah.
Go sit in the truck. You know who I want to go tell to go sit in the truck? John Heyman. Go sit in the
Wow,
truck.
John Heyman Award.
Listen, this guy puts out ridiculous tweets all the time, but he had a couple all-timers, including the one day ago when he said Cardinals should send Genesis Cabrera to the minors. He didn't hit Harper Gregorius on purpose. No shit. But he's not competent enough to be in the majors at this point. Clearly, this tweet was dumb, a cry for attention. Here we are giving it to him. It got ratioed to hell. But guess what? Genesis is a competent pitcher. He should be in the big leagues. He had 2 pitches get away from him. He was very sorry. There was no intent. Harper already issued hey, man, you're okay. Don't worry about it. I'm fine. Can you imagine just having a couple bad pitches and some idiot telling you to go back to the minor leagues? This guy's been a pretty damn good pitcher over his big league career. Can you imagine if John Heyman fired off 2 tweets and somebody was like, hey, John, I guess that's what I'm doing to him right now. Hey, John, 2 bad tweets. Go sit in the fucking truck. I can't stand when people do that. This guy, you saw his emotion after he hit Gregorius and Harper. He didn't want to do that. He had to stay in, finish the next batter because of the 3-batter minimum rule. He went and did his job. He went and sat down. I'm sure he's had a lot of time to reflect on this. And John Heyman putting out that dumb tweet pissed me off so much that I had to come on here and give him a negative award, a Go Sit in the Truck Award, John, because I'm sick of it, dude. I'm sick of it. What makes him credible enough to say stuff like this? He just wants the reaction. I'm giving it to him, but only because I'm so damn fired up. The second dumb tweet he put out was he said, the Marcelo Zuna selfie celebration, the best celebration in the big leagues. It's objectively not the best celebration in the big leagues. I think it's one of the worst celebrations in the big leagues. So, John, go sit in the truck, bro. Just give up your Twitter. Get out of here.
Yeah, I'll do my once every 3 months advice for everyone that I guess you didn't take last time, Trev. Mute John Heyman on Twitter if
I don't follow him.
You have to. Me neither. But you mute him.
I have to
so
mute
when
him.
people retweet him or people get mad and give him attention, you don't see it because I don't know what he does. I don't read his articles. I don't see what he says on TV shows. It might be good. It might be balanced. It might be better. He runs the worst Twitter account in all of baseball, and it's only going to make you mad. And I used to play the game.
It makes me mad.
He had me blocked for a while because I used to do translations what John really means. It's just my advice. Just mute his Twitter account. I don't know. I'm not saying he sucks as a person or his articles suck or his TV appearances suck. I don't watch it, but I've read his Twitter, and it's the worst Twitter account in all baseball. So I think I do this every 3 months. Your life will be better on Twitter when you follow baseball if you mute.
I think I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Don't look at anything he sees. It's awful. It's awful.
I like his stuff. I think, he's just so misunderstood. No, it's so bad. It, some of my darkest nights. Here we go. He is a reflection of Major League Baseball, and there's so many people on Twitter that follow him for stuff about Major League Baseball, and it sucks. And the part that kind of reeled me back in was, I watched some of his MLB Network appearances, and he was actually solid. He had a he had a decent presence, and he talks like a guy, and like, you know, he kind of knows his stuff. And then to bring that on Twitter, like, it's part of what Major League Baseball is missing. That, you know, if you have that as a reflection of your game and your network and what's going on, like, that's a giant piece of the puzzle right now, and it's like bad for the sport. But let's get him in the box against Hennessy's.
It's two pitches, dude. 2 pitches, and you're saying this guy isn't competent to pitch in the big leagues. Like, stop it, dude. Stop.
ERA plus of 117 for Hennessy's early in his career, the 24-year-old.
So man. And then the Ozuna selfie after the bomb, obviously, that's not the best home run.
It's a good one.
Going.
What's the best? Do we have a consensus best?
Yeah, the Prince Fielder jump on home plate. Everyone falls like a pin, like bowling pins. Love that.
That's great. I meant today. Who's got it?
I'd have to look. I just know it's not that. I'm not going to put a tweet out and say something that's so far removed from the truth. So I'm out on that.
Good award.
Good award, Trev.
I'm giving my old school baseball award. I didn't really get too creative with this. I just kind of liked it.
Good name.
I'm intrigued by it too. That's why I want to ask Trev some questions. It goes right along with the Hennessy's Cabrera stuff, hitting Harper in the head, and then the next game, Neris, I think I say that every time I say his name. Neris hit Arenado in like the elbow or back. I'm not sure where it clipped him. It was like below the shoulders. Might have been the back. Might have been the elbow.
Scapula.
I don't know. But hit him, and then Schulte, manager of the Cardinals, had a really interesting post-game press conference, and I want you to hear it, Trev, because I want to hear your opinion on it, because I'm really torn on it, and I'll just play the audio. So Harper gets hit in the head, and then Didi gets hit in the side by Hennessy's Cabrera. He's got no control. He blamed it on the 3-pitch minimum. He's like, I would have taken him out because clearly he didn't have any control, but he had to face one more batter. That's what Schulte said. Like, this is the 3-pitch minimum, 3-batter minimum. This is 3-batter minimum's fault here. Clearly it wasn't on purpose that he hit Harper. Everyone knew that, but then clearly they still retaliated and they hit Arenado because they still just got to protect their guys. And here's what Schulte said on all of it.
He did it right. You know, he took one shot and he got him low, fairly low. Thankfully, not a different story. We're probably having some issues if he gets hurt, and that's the risk of doing it. But it's old school baseball. We didn't mean to hit a couple of their guys, but nonetheless, a couple of their guys got drilled pretty good. And, you know, so you can expect some retaliation. And it was done as clean as possible, and we move on. And that's how the game polices itself. And that's why you didn't see this ugly, people going nuts skirmish.
So he goes on for longer. I just played a clip. Like, he was like, they'll probably deny it, and they should. That's smart by them. But I think it's pretty obvious it was on purpose, and I'm fine with it. And in a way, I love it because it's like, yep, this is the club we're in, and like, no, I don't have a problem. I'm glad they didn't hit him in the head or like up top. It was kind of higher than I think he's acting. Like, it wasn't like at the hip. On the other hand, like, throwing at people on purpose, like, I still just like think it shouldn't be part of the game. But he's like, his interpretation is like, well, it is part of the game, and you know, that's how we police it ourselves. So I love that he wasn't mad, and he says it was all handled properly. But I'm also like, I don't think they needed to throw at Arenado, because if he gets hurt and like, or they miss by half a foot and it is too high or too low. So I'm interested to hear what you have on this, Trev, as a guy you played like in this changing realm of it.
But before Trev goes, one thing I want to add that I think is important: the Neris hit by pitch was 9th inning, tied game, 2 outs.
Tied game.
So I just think that's important for the scene.
Well, also though, Real Muto didn't put his glove up. Like, as soon as the ball was thrown, Real Muto dropped his glove to his to the dirt. I
gotta see it.
Yeah,
it's on purpose. I don't know if you were saying like
no,
okay.
No. I just think the game scene is important here. This wasn't a blowout, and
yeah. No, they were.
You were saying you think 100% that was on purpose. Neris hit Arenado.
1,000%. But Schulte, I'm going to do a breakdown. Schulte walks up. He gets ejected. He walks up, and he doesn't walk up to the ump. He just slowly, casually walks up to Real Muto and asks him a question, and Real Muto smiles and nods. And, like, my guess is he's like, thanks for keeping it low, or, like, we're good. And Real Muto says, or Schulte says, we good now? And Real Muto says, yeah, we're good now. It's very interesting. And then his quote, it was definitely on purpose. Real Muto he drops his glove as the pitch is coming, and then fake puts it up.
He just leaves it there.
Yeah. No, he drops it down. I did in the breakdown. He drops it down as the pitch is coming, like halfway, the ball's halfway, and his glove's down. And at the end, when it hits him, he throws it back up.
I've been hammering this home for a long time. I don't think hit by pitchers should be part of the game. Intentional hit by pitchers should be part of the game. I understand Schulte, very old school type of guy. You go up and you hit Harper, who's making a lot of money, who's the heart and soul of the Phillies team. It's almost, that is part of old school baseball. It's like, if you're going to hit our best guy, then we got to do something. And what's messed up is, if this was Andrew Knapp at the plate, my guy Knapp, like, they probably wouldn't have thrown it Arenado the next day. So it's something about protecting your best players. I still don't think, when it was clearly obvious that there was no intent, that I don't think you need to reciprocate, because, like what you're saying, Jim, these guys, they don't always have pinpoint control. Neris doesn't have pinpoint control. Okay, like, if he slips in one and hits Arenado in the jaw, like, then what are we talking about?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm glad no one's mad here, but I also, like, don't agree with it.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't think you need to answer for it like that. Especially when Harper comes out and was like, hey, Hennessy's, like, no big deal, dude. Like, that should be the end of it. Harper should have said, that's the end of it. Okay, like, you don't need to be protecting anybody, because this could just lead to more things down.
So that's a great segue into the next soundbite I have, because Schulte had another absolutely fantastic quote about how Harper handled this. Let me, I have it here.
Bryce Harper sent over a nice text to Genesis Cabrera. You want to talk about a first-class move? Whoever's a fan of Bryce Harper, or whoever has children that are fans of Bryce Harper, support that guy. What he sent over in a message day was completely a class act, and he wanted to make sure that Genesis knew that he was aware it was unintentional, and that if he needed to talk and make sure he was okay with mentally about what took place, that he was free to, have the conversation with him. But he had empathy for the guy that hit him. So a lot of respect for Bryce Harper.
So that's also just an interesting element, I think. Awesome that Harper did that. Awesome that Schulte made it public knowledge that he did that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, look, obviously Schulte handled it the right way. I even like what he said back to Girardi when Girardi was going nuts. He was like, leave my fucking players alone,
Leave
Joe.
my pitchers alone, Joe.
That's all he said. So, I don't know, man. I am totally against it. If someone's out there and the other team is intently hitting guys because they hit a homer, then there's got to be some retribution. You have to police it yourself a little bit. So I know I'm walking back my statement, but I feel like those circumstances are so rare in today's game. Like, not many guys are headhunting on purpose right now. Not many guys are. Do they want to pitch in and up? Yeah, because it's effective. So sometimes those run away from a little bit and they start to hit guys. But I bet if you went through a whole season, every single game, I bet you can count on two hands the amount of times people hit someone intentionally, like less than 10.
For the whole league or for one team?
For the whole league. For the whole league. Intentional hit by batters, hit by pitches is just not a thing, in my opinion, that happens too much anymore. Maybe I'm totally wrong about that. Maybe there's a bunch of pitchers out there that are D-bags.
I'd say it's more than that. I mean,
in my times playing, I don't think it happened that
talking about
often.
thousands of games, thousands of pitches.
I know.
Series. I know.
I think series is where things get complicated, because if this happens too much, and this is why this is a discussion, is it's a gray area. Because it should be kind of enforceable on the field. Like, it was Nolan Arenado for a reason. This is your guy. This is a stud. You hit our stud in the face. Sure, it was an accident, but hey, make sure your pitchers know that's not cool, and this can't be happening. So, yes, there's intent there. Yes, it's an area gray because it's goddamn caveman shit. You hit our guy in the face, so we're going to hit you. It's literally an eye for an eye. The whole world is blind. But in a way, this is supposed to be the game's enforcement. And when it's done the right way, which in a way this was, both sides kind of tip the cap. Like, hey, it stops here. Like you're saying, he checks with Real Muto. I think when it's done right, this is it and you move on. So it sucks, but, if you're Arenado, you kind of look at the pictures and you say, hey, check out this black and blue I got because you let a couple slip. I know it was an accident, but hey, tighten it up.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the video right now. It seems intentional.
The Arenado one?
It seems
Yeah,
intentional.
it's so intentional.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, obviously that's coming from the manager. I don't think that's coming from Real Muto. I don't think that's coming from Harper either. Maybe a veteran pitcher said to do it. I think
Real Muto
usually
is doing his gloves pre-routine. Calls the pitch.
But the way he holds it there at the end.
When he holds it there at the end, I think he's proving his point.
I also watch the other pitches and he doesn't do it. There's a body language there when a pitch is thrown. When the pitch comes out of his hand, his glove is just down, not in a completely relaxed motion.
You're right.
If you go slow-mo, it's just like this. And then at the end, he just throws it up.
I don't like any of it, to be honest with you. I don't like the reciprocation. I don't like that. So me and Trevor Bauer agree on things.
Oh, the Trevors.
I didn't like it either. I like that no one's mad, but it's kind of like when 10 years ago when every hitter was saying, no, it's fine if they use pine tar. It's like, okay, well, I mean, if the players don't care, who am I to care as a fan? But then now we're coming. It's weird.
It also, it starts tying into team identity and stuff. Say the Phillies and Neris, Girardi tells them hey, cut the shit. Let's get a W. We're not doing that. Then they go to their next series, and let's say Hoskins gets one above the shoulders. At a certain point, you're a team sitting there we're just gonna let this happen. So it's tough. It's the gray area.
I was shocked when he said they did it the right way and kept it low because it's not that low of a hit by.
It's not low. Yeah, that was.
I think he just wanted to put an end to it.
Yeah.
I think Shieldy just wanted to. He complimented Harper. I think he just wanted to. They've hit two. Flaherty hit a guy in the head as well on accident. So the Cardinals have now hit a couple guys in the head in 1 month on accident.
Ain't
so
great.
I think he just wanted to kind of put an end to all of it. But interesting anyway. All right. Dude, you were doing a lot of calculations. Is that behind the scenes stuff or your wheels were
You saw
turning?
me doing something else, but Trev, while we're here, if you
Okay.
could do an unplug replug, that'd be cool because you just roboted a little bit on your last sentence.
Unplug, replug while we set up for elevator talk. If you are stuck in an elevator with a person wearing this hat, we will put 2 minutes on the clock and we will give you some fodder that you can have with them. Sound good? Trav, you back?
Check. Check.
It's not better.
Okay.
Try from the other end or something.
Oh.
You guys take it.
We're going to spin it. Oh, boy.
The Yankees.
Oh, boy.
Seems a little unnecessary. Should we spin again?
It's a national baseball podcast. I know you and I get timid about it, but...
Well, anyone that listens to this that's a Yankees fan also listens to Talkin' Yanks.
Right.
There's no one listening to this.
But we're here to catch up the league. That's what this is.
All right, so they finally got good starts out of Kluber and Herman. That was nice. Judge is getting rest, and they won't say what he's sore with. It was a side thing. Now it's a lower body thing. Boone cited travel as a reason why he's getting rest, but the whole team's traveling. So that's the topic. Judge, starting pitching, overall vibes.
Yeah, I think going back to the origin of this, it's in the elevator. So if you see a Yankees fan and you want to be nice to them, it's like, hey, DJ Stanton look like they're coming around. How great has that Gio Urshela been for you guys? Cole looks like he could be in the Cy Young race this year. If you see a Yankee fans and you feel the other emotion, like, oh, how about that start? Is Boone on the hot seat? Sanchez
any
benched?
Yankee fan is going, and if two Yankee fans come together, there's no way anyone's talking about anything positive right now. It is only negative. They stink.
true.
11-14. The Orioles have the same record as them. All this stuff is going to come out in Yankee fan talk right now, and deservedly so.
They had a winning road trip, Trev.
We had this team at over 95.5 wins, every single one of us. They are not going to get there.
Big 9-game
They will not
homestand
get there.
coming up. Detroit, Houston, and the Nats.
Yeah, we did talk about this.
I think this 9-game homestand is going to find out. We're going to find something out, and I don't know if I'm excited to.
Trev, did you ever pay attention to the old baseball adage, win at home, split on the road, and you have a good season?
I mean, people always said that, but, we broke it down more, win a series. Like, win the series.
But that you did have that thought. So, like, the other day, I tweeted out, like, got to win. With the series won, the Yankees are going to, like, semi not care about this last game in Cleveland. Instead of going for the sweep, they didn't care about it. And someone responded, and, like, winning series doesn't matter at all. And I said, I think that's, like, the whole nature of the beast in this sport. So, professional players, you're cognizant of that. Like, let's win this series.
That's been heard before.
I mean, it depends on, the type of team you have. I think a lot of teams do think win a series. Sometimes if you're not as good, I feel like teams will say, all right, day by day, like, let's take today, short memory, come back tomorrow. I think when you're a good team, I think the mantra is more like, let's keep winning series, keep winning, racking up those series wins is more of like a good team's mantra. And then, like, game by game is more of like, we're kind of crappy, but, like, if we just take it game by game, maybe we can add them up at the end of the year.
I like that. Goodbye. And Booney always references, like, it was a good homestand or it was a good road trip. So he seems to lump all of it together like that.
They're nerds, do.
See you guys. Goodbye.